Hello everyone, welcome. I wanted to make everyone, it's early in the morning. Good morning everybody. Good afternoon to those of you that are in the afternoon, and good evening to I digress. I'm actually just here to talk about kind of a bit quickly about the shards. So I was looking this up and I was very curious about it, and I was like, so I want to upgrade my SF Aura, and I was very curious about it. So I looked it up, and there wasn't really a good place to actually find information about it because you get a couple of options. It's either from the shop itself, where you get like shards and fragments and all that stuff. Right here, player support pack is an example. Or you have the option to buy the pack from here as well. On top of that, typically, you have the Shards in the shop here, which is typically where you actually are bound to buy the Shadowfest characters. And you have the item shop here, which are actually where you get most of the shards and even get some of the characters. Fun fact, it's actually the primary way you actually get characters initially. If you're ever actually struggling and such, this will actually get characters. Once you get the characters, you can actually just exchange them in here, and you can just get them for the extra character. It's preferable to get them earlier this way, because this way you can actually, what's the word, just basically get the character without actually having to banner itself. This is really good for characters that have come out and you really don't have access to. And it's really just kind of like the best method to start early on. Not every single character is available. Just typically the ones just kind of main story quests characters like right here, Victoria, Merciless Blade Victoria, which is one character. Rose, Delta, I think. No, Beta. Beta, I think so. Also, as well, Elizabeth. Typically, the easiest way to see if they're available or not is through the rarity shards. Ways to obtain them. You could get them through the garden from the shop. Pushing or the shard shop essentially. The shard shop is essentially this shop. This is the shard shop, and this is Ocean shop. This is the PvP shop. This is pretty much the primary and really the only way to get most of the shards. That leaves the free ones. The secondary way is this one. You have to at least get the character once though. They're Shadowfest characters, you can't really change them. It's actually what I want to for essentially. Right? So Shadowfest characters are the only characters can actually be obtained through. And I want to showcase how much it actually would cost, because I have to do this once, and it's going to cost me like 1,000 plus cards apparently. So I was going to go with this. So the first initial one is going to be 100. The second one is going to cost you 5. So if you do this once, so 100. 20. Make sure this is 20 because one deal. The main thing you do this for is to actually increase the level cap on your character. It's nothing really quite that important. It's just for if you're starting out, really don't bother with this until you're like endgame. I just wanted to get this so I can increase the level cap on this to see if I can go a little bit higher because I'm 7 right now, so I can actually up on to here. And I think in a couple of days I actually finished the rank 14 quest. Rank 14 here. It's kind of someone increase. Let's say your characters. And typically for the rarities, it gives you a slight boost in stats sometimes. As you can see, it's 16 power, 70 plus 50 attack, 23 extra defense. Overall, doesn't really do too much, but it also just gives you like the slightest boost, which can add up to like the primary thing that unlocks really is the ability for your characters to go past the general levels. In my case, right? So I'm gonna go up to shop from the grocery shop. Change that. Shop. Okay. That's 87. So I'm gonna get enough again to rank up. Pardon. Shop. Shards. That's 80. They're all still expensive, so you're gonna have to put them all. 80. Yep. They all cost 10 afterwards, so that's a lot. From then on, the price is set. Price. So, bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. I think it's actually about 1.5k is how much it started at 2,000, 1,300 sharp. So math. 100 plus 100 is 500. Plus 200 shards. 500 shards, so 100. A little bit expensive. 70. Oh, 70. Name this. Change it. And it's preferred for you to pretty much only do the Shadowfest, because every other character you can pretty much obtain through different ways. It's just the Shadowfest that I give you this. I was gonna claim Bashful Santa at one point, but I kind of just against it. I claimed the first one because it's kind of cheapest. Thought it would give me a little bit of edge for the Santa character. It's also relatively cheap, the first 100 shards, so I did that. It was pretty sure. Good character now. Plus. Now we got a happy Aurora, and we got the. Oh! By the way, something I found out. You can actually equip all. You actually don't even need to level this. It will automatically level the character for you. This is an extra tip. So you don't actually need to spend any candy until you need it. This is actually like a really great way to save candy, because a lot of my characters I came to find out are at a lot lower level for rank 7. So I ended up not wasting as much candy. So characters, this they don't actually. You see, I can actually this in automate. It's good to like max out. It's good to like kind of like really min-max the amount of stuff you have, as well as just to save up candy until you actually. But yeah, that's it. I will be farming more too. Helped. If anything, I hope the biggest tip is just you should probably shape your shards for Shadowfest characters. Primary characters, if you really need a character to be like +1 level before it, it's not necessarily recommended, since it is harder to obtain cards, and is like, since the Master of Garden is like such a game kind of thing, it's better for you to just save these characters. And actually, that's what I was about. And actually, thinking back on it, I wanted to upgrade Alpha myself, for example. But the problem I ran into is that I don't genuinely need alpha quite yet. I was actually gonna Aurora since more for multiple things, and since her utility actually increases substantially since my team is red primarily, it will actually get a bigger boost in as prospect. Especially since yellow is not bad. It has actually my secondary amount of characters. It's just I also would like to just see your maxed out. Like I essentially is spent a bunch of all alpha, but since the way I have the amount of stuff I have for Aurora, it's actually gonna max them out. So I digress. That's kind of it. This helped, if anything. Okay. Yeah. Have a good day.